That man through, who will be joining him in the second round of the competition. We're starting to fathom out who's playing who. John Parr awaits the winner of Bob Anderson against Phil Taylor. That is on the main stage next. Helen is speaking to the Limestone Cowboy.
Now, of course, Bob, many people would look at the draw and say, oh, it's Phil Taylor, you must be under loads of pressure, but you don't feel under pressure.
Absolutely not. I look at it and I see it an equation. On one side you have a man who's 13 times world champion who for whatever reason has lost his last 2 televised events. On the other hand, you've got a former world champion who no one in the world gives a prayer of winning tonight. So I don't feel any pressure. I think Phil's the one feeling pressure tonight.
Everybody just wants to get through their first round game, though, and of course if you do, you then look at the fixtures and you go, oh, it's John Parr next.
Well, I'm no stranger to tough matches. I don't think you can win anything in this man's army easily. There are tough matches everywhere, so what difference? They've only got 3 darts the same as me.
I know, and it's Blackpool, and you love it as much as we do as well, don't you?
Yeah, I do. It's absolutely fantastic, unique atmosphere, and we look forward to it every year.
Great. Have a good game tonight, Bob.
Thanks, Helen.
Bob Anderson, he can talk the talk, but he can also walk the walk. Will he be challenging Taylor? Remember, Taylor has gone out before the final stage in both of the last TV tournaments. How determined is he to win this time around? He's with Helen.
Phil, you didn't win this one last year, and I know what happens to you. You always come back and you say, I'm going to get it this year.
I'm after it. I wouldn't say 100% I'm going to win it, but I'm practiced and I've dedicated myself. I've changed a lot of things in my career, and I'm playing really well. You know, I performed very well on Saturday, and just can't wait to get on stage now, to be honest. I'm really looking forward to it.
And of course, there's nothing that you don't know about Bob.
No, Bob's good. I mean, Bob's consistent. You know, he's like John Lowe or Eric in his AD. You know, Bob's going to play well. He always does. So you just got to get out there and just play your best you can. We've even designed new shirts. We've done everything. So just to help, you know, along the way.
Looks all right to me. Good luck, Phil.
Except it's Chelsea colours. That's the only problem. Never mind.
All right.
Can Bob Anderson stand in the way of the 7-time world match play champion? Let's get it on with our MC, Phil Jones.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you now please welcome on stage from Cleveland in Somerset, 3 times World Masters Darts champion, former World Darts champion, the much respected Mr. Bob Anderson! Ladies and gentlemen, 7 times world match play darts champion, Phil the Power Taylor!
We've seen the defending champion go out. Will we see the 7-time champion head out in the first round of the competition. Bob Anderson stands in his way. Taylor wearing this new vintage shirt as well. Your commentators, John Gwynn and Sid Waddell.
Absolutely the point. Attention to detail, the main thing with Taylor. That is a shirt designed by him and a pal called John Anglesey. It has got special vents under the arm for extra cool airflow. John Gwynn, and the side is trimmed so that it doesn't jerk on your arm, on your throwing arm. Attention to detail, genius, infinite capacity for taking pains.
Yes, dead right, Sid. And I've got to say, Sid, that if I'd have been talking to Helen Chamberlain, I wouldn't have said it was a Chelsea shirt. I'd have said it was Torquay United colours. Anyway, Clevedon Somerset, the World Matchplay semi-finalist 10 years ago, and throwing every bit as well now. Well, almost as he was way back then when Peter Evison won the title. In fact, taking out Taylor along the way. Maybe Anderson will have that in mind, Sid.
Here's the power, who last night had a Chinese, broke for Chinese, having practiced for 50 legs with Adrian Lewis, who went through earlier, his protege. He pays attention to detail sartorially, as well as every innuendo and nuance of practice. He's losing a bit on the bonnet, but inside the bonnet, still the greatest ever for me, Johnny.
Oh, yes. No question about it. And even Barney himself recognises that, Sid, for all his recent 2 victories. He says, I've still got a long way to go before I've even half achieved what Taylor's done in this game. Anyway, Barney's not here tonight, but Anderson is! What a start! What a start! The message sent out already. Anderson's in town.
Dave Lanning was doing acronyms earlier. Lady darts players, this will be TTT. Terrific tungsten tossing. It's cranked up. We just lost the reigning champ against a very proud, almost overcome emotionally, Essex lad. Anderson reeled back the airs, John, semi-finalist at the World Championship 18 months ago. And pinning the lipstick already.
Well, a ton 80, a ton 40, and Anderson looking very relaxed indeed. The pressure off him, he said in the interview. Why should there be pressure on a man who's playing against Taylor? Odds of 33 to 1 on. And I saw one bookmaker today giving 40 to 1 on.
Yes, looking back the stats of Taylor's career, he says he's not the player he was in the 2000 World Championship. His averages were 100, 300, 400, 600, 503 in the tournament. That was his best ever world year. Somebody asked me what I thought Taylor's average would be tonight. I think his end average will be about 103.5. If Bob lets him, though. Great start by Bob. Here's the power, just slightly unstacked. Second dart. Nothing wrong with the cover. Paul Hinksey, Yorkshire, your ref.
122. Yes, 9 darts apiece, and both of them in the 120s. Quality start by both men. So treble 18 will leave the bull. He'll stay on 18s here. 36 scored, 86 left. So yes, treble 18 will leave double 16.
54.
That's right, they both come out. Bob former world champion, Taylor 13 times world champion. Both high caliber performers. And you use that word they often chuck away in soccer, John. Quality. Take it from me. We're in Blackpool, and this is Quality Street. One double.
80.
Well, all I was going to say then, Sid, if Taylor had hit the ball, was no matter how well Anderson performs, Taylor just somehow always seems to be able to just better it. But he was some way off that ball, wasn't he? Now, double 16. Nothing wrong with that. A 12 dart, 15 dart finish rather from